State of New California. Notice to all Californians. Chapter 2, Grievance 50. April 6, 2021. New California is a new state in development exercising its constitutional right to form from the state of California. The process to form New California is authorized and codified in Article 4, Sections 3 and 4 of the United States Constitution. Statement of intent. The citizens of New California have decided to remedy the abuse of power by the government of California by exercising their right to form a new state provided in the United States Constitution, Article 4, Sections 3 and Section 4. Quote, "We are determined to live under a state government in the United States of America and under the Constitution of the United States," end quote. New California Declaration of Independence of January 15, 2018 states, quote, "Whenever any form of government becomes destructive, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute new government. When a long train of abuses and acts to seize and hold the people's power without legal authority, and pursuing invariably the same object that clearly demonstrates a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security," end quote. The preamble of the New California State Constitution states, "We, the representatives of the undersigned counties within the state of California, do acknowledge and humbly invoke the favor of Almighty God for continued civil and religious liberty to ourselves and our posterity." The First Amendment of the United States Constitution states, quote, "Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances," end quote. The Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution states, "The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized." The counties of New California State brought forward 95 Chapter 1 grievances between January 2018 and November 2019. On April 28, 2020, New California State will issue 95 additional Chapter 2 grievances to be announced in public on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. State of New California, Grievance number 50. Declaration of Grievance Statement of Facts. The people of California are suffering from a tyrannical state government which fails to provide a Republican form of governance, enables and supports across its southern border the invasion of the United States of America by illegal foreign nationals, and protects vicious criminals who commit outrageous acts of violence upon the citizens of America, all caused by a government of and for a monoparty system led by a tyrannical dictator who openly defies federal law. California state government violates the following. United States Constitution, Article 4, Section 4, quote, "The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government, and shall protect each of them against invasion, and on application of the legislature or of the executive when the legislature cannot be convened, against domestic violence," end quote. United States Constitution, Article 6. "This Constitution and the laws of the United States which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. Anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding." First Amendment, United States Constitution, quote, "Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances," end quote. The 14th Amendment, United States Constitution, Section 3, "No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress, or elector of president and vice president, or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state who, having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive or judicial officer of any state, to support the Constitution of the United States, shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. But Congress may, by a vote of 2/3 of each house, remove such disability. Order of the day: the end of California's agriculture. From an article by Chris Street, published today in The American Thinker. California predatory water policy is billionaire farmer friendly. Quote, just as farmers are enjoying spiking demand and the best agricultural prices in almost a decade, the California Department of Water Resources is set to slash water deliveries that could force liquidation of family farms into the hands of billionaire buyers. California, since World War II, has been America's top agricultural state. Family farms and ranches with an average 348 acres, about 100 acres less than the national average, control about 95% of the state's 77,400 farms. Despite relatively low prices, California agriculture generated $50 billion in cash receipts for the last crop year. Non-family corporations and trusts account for about 2% and 3% of California farms, respectively. But billionaires like Bill Gates, with $132 billion fortune, were able to buy up farmland at low prices. Gates is now America's top agricultural landholder, with 242,000 acres, according to Eric O'Keefe's The Land Report. California agricultural land values are now being driven by water availability. The annual Trends Report that tabulates data collected from rural appraisers and farm managers demonstrates the role since the California Sustainable Groundwater Management Act, SGMA, was passed in 2014, is having in setting farmland values. The differences in top and bottom sales prices for Tulare County, that once ranged between a couple of $1,000s an acre, now range by at least $20,000 an acre due to water availability and the confidence groundwater supplies will continue to be available. California family farms, through high-intensity labor, produced 400 food commodities last year, including 1/3 of the nation's vegetables and 2/3 of fruits and nuts. With rising inflation and surging foreign demand driving agricultural prices paid up by double digits since August, and the S&P index of ag shares up a stunning 43% in the period, California family farmers were set for a profits boom that could last a decade. But the good times for rural families could wither due to the Department of Water Resources, DWR, threatening to slash agricultural water deliveries by claiming the, quote, statewide snowpack well below normal as wet season winds down, unquote. Following DWR's fourth snow survey conducted on April 1st at the Phillips Station near the Sierra at Tahoe ski resort that usually represents the peak for snow water potential. Despite the manual survey that was broadcast live registering a healthy 49.5 inches of snow depth and a snow water density equivalent, SWE, of 21 inches, or about 83% of the annual average for this highly visible location. DWR now claims its statewide network of electronic snow survey stations indicate an average snowpack's SWE is 16.5 inches, or a very grim 59% of average for the date. The DWR tried to explain the difference by claiming that the 2021 water year difference between higher precipitation in Northern California is due to colder storms bringing more snow and less rain to the central part of the state. Following the live stream revealing significant snow on the ground at the Phillips Station, DWR Director Carla Nemeth issued a policy statement, quote, "With climate change impacting how precipitation falls in California, ongoing water efficiency and long-term efforts like recycling water, capturing stormwater, and planting water-friendly landscapes are essential to securing California's water future," end quote. The allocation of California water resources in recent years has averaged roughly 50% environmental, 40% agricultural, and 10% urban. As a result of the growing clout of the environmental lobbyists, mostly funded by globalist tech billionaires, only 9 million of California's 43 million acres of farmland are currently irrigated. With DWR about to declare a severe drought and shrivel water deliveries to farms and ranches could cause a crescendo of family farm bank foreclosures. With rural land values at risk of being crushed, globalist billionaires can use their deep pocket staying power to predatorially buy up huge amounts of California farmland at crisis low prices, end quote. California's predacious water policies will not exist in New California, nor will the predacious behaviors of other agencies such as the CARB, California Air Resources Board, and Cal EPA, or the California Coastal Commission, to mention a few. New Californians are experiencing the, quote, failed state environment, end quote. We must not wait to pick up the pieces, but rather position ourselves for what we know is coming. California is headed for collapse as a state in just a few short months, as its trajectory is now set in stone by a pusillanimous, craven dictator who chooses to violate both federal and state laws while ignoring the, quote, original, end quote, constitutional structure set forth by the founding fathers of the United States. Not ignored in New California State, the founding fathers are alive and well today, living in the hearts and minds of all new Californians. New California State's place in history as the 51st state in the Union is assured. Thank you, founding fathers. Insurrection. The government of California, the current socialist governor-dictator and monoparty system, along with local officials, are following a coordinated design with the intent to actively engage in, quote, acts of insurrection, end quote, against the U.S. Constitution. The Insurrection Act of 1807 and the Emergency Economic Powers Act are the United States federal laws that govern the ability of the President of the United States to deploy military troops within the United States to put down lawlessness, insurrection, and rebellion. Acts of secession. The California government, in conjunction with the socialist state executive, instituted wherever the current socialist governor-dictator has usurped power, has actively engaged in, quote, acts of secession, end quote, and have created a reign of terror on United States citizens living in California with the intent to secede from the United States of America, to thus destroy the very union of states which secures our liberty and freedom. Abdication of authority. Betrayal by the sitting socialist governor-dictator of California, the monoparty legislature, and the local elected officials is evidence of abdication of their responsibilities and authority and sovereignty over the citizens of the United States living in California State. Prayer. The citizens of New California State pray for the military to exercise its authority under the continuity of government and the Insurrection Act of 1807 to initiate the military's use of martial law and create the restored government of California as requested by New California to end the tyranny being foisted upon the United States of America. This concludes these proceedings. Website, newcaliforniastate.com or ncs51.com. Phone number 877-828-2753.